Now we go
Whoa.
to Cyrene.
Whoa.
Sed sanguinum a sepulcrum! Ego astenda bibi dolor!
Whoops!
Whoa.
Next. Yeah, I think he died from my poison. Your farmhead will have some more fertilizer. Fresh and sweet. Okay, that one guy will see the massacre there. We'll probably send reinforcements while we skid off. Find another Roman villa. So far, these are my favorite dungeon types. One minus, of course, is the other wooden fences. Just a call. You cannot, obviously, you cannot climb those pointed ones. I call them just a call, and I. Too late. Okay. Alright. Hey, mister? Whoop! So funny. Okay, they're sending reinforcements. They're sending them back and forth. Those guys are probably tired, running around and only fighting a pile of good Romans. A nice invader is a dead one. And that's people when, like, you have, like, there's nothing wrong, like, with protesting against corruption and stuff, but if a foreign power wants to help you depose your government, there's a huge chance that said foreign power is going to stab you in the dick like I did this guy. Okay. Abilities, anything else? Taming an animal. It's just a passive bonus. Because I'm using light bows that eat arrows as a lot recently. Especially against elephants. Alright, one down. Spear uppercut! Now then, we're almost there. Ah. Northwest part of Egyptian lands, which are probably not in modern Egypt at all, since one of them was like Libya, and this is to the west of Libya, which is, I don't know, Algiers?
Whoa!
Yeah.
I should look up where is Cyrene, because it's like a real city. We're above the lake of tears.
Whoa.
Now, I really want to just be over with it and get to tombs. There are 2 DLC packs, and the first one is the least fun one in Sinai. At least that's what from what I heard. The second one is in the Valley of the Kings, which is basically like number 2 spot I want to be in Egypt, especially in historical ones. Like number 1 is of course the pyramids of Giza. This really makes me want to replay Tomb Raider 4, The Last Revelations. Tomb Raider games were the thing back then. I played them with my parents. I was too little to play myself, and a baby Kasumi. The first Tomb Raider had
Move out of the road!
like the stereotypical popular ancient like places. You started in Mesoamerican caves and jungle, but for some reason you fought dinosaurs there. It's really like went downhill the realistic crazy scale. Those were the 90s. Jurassic Park. By the way, I never seen Jurassic Park. Again, I'm too young for that. But like they still continued the tropes from that. His Secret Service.
Whoa!
For Her Majesty. Kirinaica, come on. First Tomb Raider started with Peru, I think, caves. Then it went to Greece, which had a Colosseum, underground Colosseum. Those games were not really unrealistic. And
Whoa.
most of Tomb Raider 1 is underground. Like, you start outside the caves, but you quickly change to... Because the core design studios had very limited graphic experience. She didn't even have her braid in the first game. So, only in cutscenes, because they couldn't operate. They fixed it in the second game, and they fixed the open world areas with skyboxes and stuff. Most of the second Tomb Raider takes place on the ground or underwater. On the ground, I meant in the open. And after Greece, you went to Egypt. Lara was collecting parts of the obelisk, and so it was Peru, Greece, with Colosseum, so it was kind of Romano-Greco thing. And Egypt was also some underground temples. It was like Temple of the Cat, not Bast, some other. And Obelisk, I think you ran around on Sphinx, again, which is for some reason like underground, I think. Or maybe the box was just black and looked like a cavern top. I forget at this point. And with that, we went to fucking Atlantis. Second Tomb Raider somehow managed to up the fantasy scale of Atlantis. And mythology, and the final boss in the first game was a girl who fell into a lava and into a bottomless like pit, and then she rose up and grew wings. You fought no humans, only you killed no humans, only animals. Outside of boss fights, there were humans killed in boss fights, but in normal fights they just ran away, leaving no corpses. Because there were like 2 or 3 humans that you fought over and over. There was a modern part with Lara climbing the Natla building, but that was again cutscene only. Because I guess they couldn't figure out how to do the streets. A very demanding thing back then, to make the streets on the limited graphics of PlayStation 1 and the PCs of the era. So, I'm rambling. Second Tomb Raider started in open air finally. We explored the Great Wall of China. From the number of cliched locations of ancient towers, you had South America, Greece, Rome, Egypt, China and India. India was in the third game. At the start, which also had Nevada Desert, a military base, not really an archaeological location. London, again, not really. Southeast Asia, islands, the Pacific Islands, which was a nice change and not a cliched location, rather underused one. And it ended in Antarctica in base, which now it seems a rare thing to use, but back then every other game had Antarctica. You had Tomb Raider, you had the Twisted Metal stage in Antarctica, you had, I don't know, Crash had these blizzard stages. They just couldn't do ice back then, they couldn't do proper lighting, but they could do rocks and ice. So, what am I talking about? The fourth Tomb Raider finally... Second Tomb Raider also had an oil rig, shipwreck underwater, which is kind of... Even though I hate underwater levels, the sunken Maria Doria, the sunken ship is one of the... Ouch! Most iconic places to explore for the ancient secrets. Not really ancient, but still. And second Tomb Raider finished after Tibet. It went back to China, and on the Great Walls you had a guy, Marco Bartoli. Oh, it also had to be in Venice. Tomb Raider had modern Venice, but with all those Renaissance buildings, opera house, all in. And so it kind of overlaps with locations, via locations with Assassin's Creed. A lot. The Italian mafia guy, Marco Bertoli, is crazy, and he killed himself with the dagger of Xian, like Chinese artifact, which turned him into some kind of a dragon god thing that you had to fight on the floating islands at the end. The game was generally pretty creepy. I was scared of a lot of things in Tomb Raider, especially when music suddenly appears and you're like, where are the enemies? Alright, last two. This needs 10. I won't be getting 10 anytime soon. This only needs 5 and we can upgrade it. But so far I kinda like how it looks because it fits with every costume. This needs 7 however, and I really badly want to upgrade the stabilizer glove. I can also upgrade the hidden blade, which is the least damage thing. Again, I just like it being white and not really screwing up with the style. So I'll try to wait with the until I can get more. And finally, Tomb Raider 4 returned to Egypt, and we got finally got Temple in Karnak, Valley of the Kings, some pyramids too. All the things that were completely missing from the first Tomb Raider's version of Egypt, and the last of the missing features.
I must be careful now.
Tomb Raider 5 finally Chronicles gave us Streets of Rome. What are you doing? I pressed assassinate.
Prohibere! Si calche capiti!
Occhis non bonus!
And Tomb Raider 4 is like the first game in the series to only use like one location, apart from the intro that was set in Mesoamerica. Where were you throwing that? Come on. Come on. Right. Another one falls. We still need to go to His Majesty's Secret Service. So Tomb Raider 4 was a beautiful experience, and Assassin's Creed Origins would not be as well remembered if it did not have the Valley of the Kings, which we would reach later.
Whoa.
Yeah, for some reason they, remember Tomb Raider Chronicles, they had
Whoa.
literal mermaid. There was a puzzle, you couldn't use weapons in that chapter, and there was a puzzle to use something to distract the mermaid so you can steal a treasure. And there was Black Knight that was chasing after Lara. It was all in rural England, northern. It was probably the worst part of the game. Oh yeah, the final level was the high-tech thing where Lara, instead of pistols, used a rifle with limited ammo, even though you had to kill guards there. And she did not have any weapon with unlimited ammo. There were no melee attacks. I think the first Tomb Raider that had, like, that tried melee attacks was Angel of Darkness. It failed at them. The one that actually had a melee attack button was Underworld, which I haven't played. I know she can kick. And both Tomb Raider and Assassin's Creed are really great series that allow you to explore in different ways history and
should not be seen in this area.
archaeology. But in Tomb Raider you do everything in modern day. In Assassin's Creed in modern day times you do completely different things. And I largely prefer Assassin's Creed style nowadays. I first played Assassin's Creed before it was released. There was a leaked version of the first game. It was... at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the developers actually leaked it. Basically, it was the full game, but the pre-release version had bugs that prevented you from entering everything past the first 2 or 3 cities. Like, I think you couldn't get to Jerusalem. There's Damascus, Jerusalem, there's Syria, Israel, everything. And like the main feature of Assassin's Creed was not just setting the game. Back then, a lot of the games had historical settings. What Assassin's Creed had that they did not was putting the game into crusades, which almost none of the games did. I fear they just couldn't tackle like the subject matter well, or try to root for Crusaders and Templars, which was lame. The Templars are lame. And I don't mean Assassin's Creed sect of Templars. I mean actual order. Their symbol was 2 knights on 1 horse. That's the gayest order icon I ever seen. No, not against gays. I'm just... they just didn't look very manly and badass. Unlike the Hashishim, the sect of Hashishim. Crazy drug-addled Muslim warriors jumping from the walls and using all in their power to kill their opponents. Whoops! I get messages. Update. My documents are ready. Thank you. That was not the right time to tell me of that, to be honest. Whatever, let's take the quest first, and then solve the quest. because the quest might actually want us to assault it. And usually we take back the
That's here,
base,
vigilant.
and then the quest wants us to take the base, so we have to retake it again, which is something I don't want. If the quest is not about the castle, we can always take it later. I was saying how Assassin's Creed changed a lot, and firstly the parkour. No games had it. The games had either performing in...
You are Hati, yes?
I will not ask how you knew, but for the future of Egypt, we must flee.
Yeah, that's the guy. We actually
How did you
did
find
this.
me, Major? Did the spy master send you?
The Centurion's list led me here.
Okay, so
Πράξεως ηρωικής, τον οικό μου σώσιν ευτυχίαν του διπιώτης αντιδότου.
Επικινδύνος έξω ή αυτό θυμίνω. Χρήμε εκδράμιν.
Hey! You lack the skill to survive,
alright, let's change our spear for the flaming sword. Remember the old first Assassin's Creed where we fought the huge Templar bosses. So I never actually played... Oh, I think I had it. The full version of Assassin's Creed 1, but I never finished it. I just played the pre-release version, and then I came back with the second game, and when they were released very fast. Fuck! Almost killed him. A boss like no others. We should probably use our poison darts to stealthily poison him and watch his health drain away. Alright. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you later. So we need to free a prisoner here, but the fuckers keep killing me. Let's just see how many of them are there. That's a shitload of guards. It's a little less than a full fuckload, but it's just a bit under it. There is a hidden passage though. I wonder where it goes. Last time I almost killed the boss. Okay, the hidden passage. Oh, yeah, that's... Is that a passage inside the castle or a passage to the ruins? It's a passage inside the castle.
I should be cautious around here.
Ah! Almost.
State! E io ti lo...
Whoops. This how we should have entered this. But whatever. It'd be so cool to enter on a But we fucked it up. We fucked up everything. Yeah, here it is. Hey, mister, you're not highlighted on my map. For some reason, specifically, this location reminds me of the first Assassin's Creed, even though it couldn't be further away. Like, the first Assassin's Creed took place in Middle East, to the right of this map. We were like to the left. Climbing rock is my least favorite thing in the game. It's just boring. Much more interesting climbing monuments. Like one major loss for Ubisoft in this game. One like major loss is that they did not include whoops.
Sed sanguinum assem.
They did not include an Easter egg where you're climbing the Sphinx. It nose breaks off. Like the mystery of the Sphinx broken nose is my favorite overused historical joke. I mean, they use Cleopatra and the carpet. I don't know if it's historical or a myth. It doesn't matter, they had it. It's a meme. That's all that matters.
Non te ha! Idis paspis mori nunc!
Nook. Okay, another treasure. We're going on. Oh. Let's go up. Come on, the aiming. Aiming with the controller.
Futro! Fimus! Ad auxilium! Ad uiva!
Fimus.
Et hic! Hoc modo! Et tuor est!
I'm an archer, so I'm gonna run up to that guy with the sword and try to shoot him from point blank range. Next. Maybe the crossbows remind me of Crusaders. Wait. I don't think Crusaders had a crossbow. Like I've read somewhere that they did not give Alistair a crossbow to make it historically accurate, but that's probably a myth. And anyway, the next game, Odyssey, is much more mythological and fantastical than this one. They still have a science fiction explanation to the monsters like Cyclops and Cyclops, Medusa, and other the east of the first civilization mutated humans, as they had a full access to modifying the human DNA. And yeah, it's not a realistic explanation, but clothesline! I adore using wrestling moves in a non-wrestling settings because it's just so silly. I mean, specifically pro wrestling moves. Because, well, real wrestling moves don't look silly when used in normal location, because people wrestle.
Shit. Have to repair that.
I saved myself by using the whoops. Using the spatial move because knives let me regenerate this power bar. I have the mod, not mod, the upgrade, the in-game upgrade that lets me heal with it.
Not going anywhere.
Oh, this guy again.
Why throw your life away?
This is totally Dark Souls now. Come on. Stop yelling! I really like the lore of this game, because
Look out! Lion!
the dude killed the lion? No? No.
Why throw your life away?
Whoops! Fuck! Killed again.
Et mortui sunt!
Oh my. We keep assaulting the castle and the wonderful ancient blood. As Kasumi, we're playing Assassin's Creed Origins. Or rather, we're trying to play it. But we keep dying over and over again. We had a wheat cart coming through. We could have hidden there, but no.
This area is off limits.
Oh,
Hey, Mr. DJ, put a record on. I wanna dance, my baby. And when the music stops, it's never gonna stop. It's gonna drive me crazy. Nobody's coming. Okay. Catapult. I think this type of catapult is called the mangonel. I might be mistaken, but basically the word catapult doesn't specifically refer to this type of catapult. It's an umbrella term. So every trebuchet is in mangonel are they are all catapults, but not all catapults are trebuchets or mangonels. Okay, let's look around. I got 3 treasures back then when I always get killed by the big guy boss. And I don't want to. Let's again just I'll try to sneak attack him. It doesn't take much of our health. Okay. Firstly, to help us, we might want to trap the braziers. There's an underground entrance, but we don't really care. The sleeping soldiers can be easily assassinated with no bother. I love myself a hard dungeon. In this game they're mostly very easy. I mean like the castle sieges, of course. And this one being difficult is a very nice change. Okay. This fucker. I'll free the lions.
Spy master send you?
The Centurion's list led me here.
This like going around the ladder took developers several decades of game developing to let you do that. Okay, now. I think he's immune to poisons or something. What about sleep darts?
You are dead! Time to die!
Fuck.
Mine! Eat this!
I couldn't even sneak attack him. The lions. Okay.
Et gladius meius sibi! Qui me mitas fimus!
Phew. So yeah, I tried, and sleep darts and poison darts against bosses are largely useless.
Rip you to shreds!
And the boss is not my problem right now. The archer is.
Siste! Consul!
Whoop! The shot. Oh my fuck! That's a genuinely tough boss! You see, we did all the trick. Right, so we keep getting killed by a boss here. So let's wait till the dawn. Not to midday, mister. What? You waited till the... Yeah.
They will attack on sight here.
Yeah, I don't have much in the way of gadgets right now.
Proibere! Tu iluk!
Here, Heru, Binet!
Ut mi! Et nunc! Huh?
Okay. Are the guards equally blind at daylight and in the darkness?
How? Much money vermis!
Oh, shit, shit!
Si calce capitis!
Okay, just kill me. They actually use this thing. They use it poorly. Alright, press like, comment, subscribe, and I'll finish this later. Bye bye, Kasumi.